You there, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay,
Nobody
cool.
says big up yourself to you. So yeah, there you go. For Brian. Big up to
Yo,
yourself, brother.
thanks, Evan. I accept the shout out, man. Bless you, brother. Hey,
Let's
Giopo, big up yourself. Patokunbo. There's some new names, I'm seeing some new names. But guys, you're not lost. You're in the right forum. Just catch up on the LinkedIn. Sorry, not the LinkedIn, the YouTube, and catch up on the recordings and all that. You're definitely gonna catch up on everything. And then there's a Discord page as well, where the discourse is going on, and you'll always catch up on the content that's there. Um, who else is in the house? Francis Ogidi, Favor Chineye, HOD, Emanuela, Jason from St. Lucia, Joseph Awar. Joseph Awar, quick question. Are you from Uganda or from Kenya? Because that name sounds really familiar. That's an East African name. But welcome to the building. Camilla, welcome. Oh, just hold up. I
Hey,
can hear
hey, thank
myself
you.
twice. Sorry, who's that?
Fatima.
Oh,
It was
Fatima.
Camila.
Oh,
Oh, it's
Camila.
Camila. Oh, yeah, Camila. Big shout out to you. Yeah. Please try and mute your mics so that I don't hear myself twice. It's a bit confusing. Marcio Loch, that's my homegirl from Kenya as well. 254 in the building again. Marcio, uko fiti, uko freshi?
Niko poa Brian.
Freshy, freshy, freshy. Poor also means she's cool. She's cool. Muhammad Usman, bless you. Big up yourself, Naja. Ntabi Seng. Hey, Obakeng, my man from from Joe Boogie. You fresh, my man. Hey, sharp now.
I'm not. All good, all good, all good. We're in here, we're in here. Giving you the
We
same
sharp,
energy
we
back,
sharp.
my friend.
We sharp, my brother. All right, cool. Odidi, Olali, Olanreweju, and Olanreju again. Palesa from Lesotho, Precious Nulea, Razak, Shamsuddin, Suleiman, Temubek, Therese Gomez, Vonkat, Winnie Dabor, Yaya, Zaradin, Zainab, Zakia, Zikrula, and Zinga. Yo, guys, welcome to the building. Like, we have to show mad love to everybody. So, yeah, Nino, we're entirely in your hands again.
Oh, today's
Callistus,
questions.
Dels,
I'm just.
Evan. Yeah, Nino, yeah, keep
Oh,
going. Sorry to cut you off.
no, you're fine. I was saying today is gonna be I'm gonna be focusing on questions. How do I help you guys?
All right, cool.
From
So, guys in the audience, today we want to address your concerns. We want to take you through the material that was presented yesterday. So just crank up, turn on your mics and crank up, and we can start off with the questions. It's more of a Q&A session, this, as opposed to, one of those instructional sessions. So I see there's a hand up from Chris. All right, Chris, we can start off with you, but also be mindful of time because hopefully there's going to be other questions.
Yeah,
So
let other people
it's
go.
better
I've
to be
already been
mindful.
talking.
Yeah.
I've already
So
been
Chris,
talking. I
it's
was
fine. You
just
can
putting in.
start. I'm going to mute everybody because I can hear so much feedback, and it's kind of distracting. So only the people with the mic can start talking. Yeah. So Chris, you can unmute yourself, please. Just hold up one
Okay,
second. Okay, now you can mute yourself.
now I'm unmuted. Okay. So I wanted to ask if there are certain projects in particular that are of interest, because there's a few candidates for projects that I have in mind, that, some are a little more long-term, some are more process-based, some would require something like Filecoin, like so distributed storage, plus, are more security centric. There's one that's more transactional. I mean, is there any sort of guideline as far as what you guys are looking for, and that is would most align with. I mean, I guess
For
there's about
yeah,
50 people here. Yesterday there were 75, and I'm thinking, it would be great if we could make this a little bit of a collaborative effort and basically
absolutely.
bring all the skills to the table. Like, is there something maybe on Discord where everyone can put their skills and we can look at the available resources and find out if anyone
So
wants to collaborate or anything?
the Discord is open and it is designed to allow you to create whatever you want. So if you want to put, I created just some shell areas, but anyone can create any channel that they want. The idea is to have collaborative efforts like that. Developers can go to where the developers are. Entrepreneurs, idea people can go where that is. Like the people that they just want to help something. They want to be a part of it, but they need the guidance. There should be a place where people can go and find them. But I didn't want to force that. I just wanted to let you guys build what you want to build to collaborate. But yes, as far as what is attractive, it has to align with my goals. So anytime that I'm going to be putting forth an effort, I'm I'm a busy guy. I only have so much time, and I am going to lean towards projects that I feel can help my business grow in some way or can financially support my portions of the business, right? Because I mean I like to help people, but I'm in this for very selfish purposes as well. Is we are going to help you build something and you're going to keep a large portion of it, but we are definitely going to get a share, some sort of feedback. I'm not a
Yeah.
charity. It makes sense. But I feel like I've been upfront from the beginning about that. But yeah, if something comes up to me and they're like, yeah, we want to provide, tablets for schools in Africa, I'm like, that's right up my alley. Like, I am going to help that company. But that I can't speak for Keish, I can't speak for Brian, I can't speak for Evan, I can't speak for, all the other partners that are on here. I mean, for me, I am going to be working on the people that help me. And I'm sure
Hmm.
that they're going to do the same thing for them.
Yeah.
But we are going to come back again and continue to collaborate. And my user base is their user base, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, obviously within the legal limits of what I
Right.
can share and whatnot. But yeah, we are going to continue to collaborate, just like
Okay.
this.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have a question for Callistus and Dels because like not per se a question, but their contribution on this matter as well, because they come from different parts of the world. Yesterday we had guys from the UK and guys from the US, and Dels is in the Caribbean and Callistus is in West Africa. So your understanding of this whole smart goals concept or idea then, or how to help entrepreneurs hit the ground running, or your 2 cents or word of advice for the for our current students here, like just to show them the direction into where they are going. Like what would you share with them? It could be based on your personal journey, based on your personal build-up or your industry experience, just help them in this journey, please. Either of you can start.
I'll let
Okay.
you go after you answer.
Everybody else, please mute your mics unless it's time for you to speak. Thank you very much. Callistus?
Okay. Hello, Brian. And
Yeah.
yeah, nice to be here today. First, I want to thank you for this massive effort. Coming in here and looking up, I'm seeing Ivan, like I feel at home, right?
Yeah.
And I look up, I see some of my students. I saw Cosmas here, one very vibrant mentor we had in Nigeria, you know. So, yeah, and this kind of aligns to the purpose and the goals with which we had the scholarship we did in Nigeria. We have over 30,000 students attending. And the goal was not just to have them dig them the basics. The goal was to take them through a journey and have a community in Nigeria. And the way it's structured right now, we have communities across all these 36 states of the country, right? So, and the missing part in our first journey is trying to build something, trying to mentor them to build a product. And that's why when this opportunity, even though it became very late, we saw it just few days to the end of it, and yeah, just few people are down here. So from my experience already, when we had the scholarship in Nigeria with all those people, they came up with so many projects. In fact, some of them formed some group, some raised money, some were, angel investors came to try to fund them, right? But there was this missing link, the real, mentorship that was supposed to take them through. So we look forward to that happening. So when this opportunity came, I think it's a good, way to, bring back the community in Nigeria. We join in here, and hopefully some of our students will, um, realize their aim, their goal, because I'm sure they have all kind of proposals. Some have things to do with um, I think I have more of them in real estate. Yeah, they have a lot of stuff to do on real estate and so many fields. So coming here today, I think this, like I say, it aligns with our goal, and I think it's a huge, huge opportunity. Yeah, especially as Ivan is here. Ivan is he's our director of education. He handled all the program, and gave the whole platform. So, um, I'm what I see going on is if if through this opportunity we're gonna have if we have just few of them that get funded, get mentorship, and they can bring out a product. I'm telling you, in Nigeria, it's so huge. The opportunity is so huge. You know, and the government, the National Information Technology Distribution Agency, the DG, the boss of that agency, he's very open to innovation. He's open to collaboration. I know that for sure. In fact, the agency try to fund some projects on blockchain through, so I think there's a huge market, especially in Nigeria, and with good government backing, the ministry in particular have a very, very big backing. So, but one thing I'm looking at also, apart from those shots, because I looked at the whole project line, it's timed, it has to finish within a particular time. I'm also wanting to know, will there be an opportunity for, let me give an example. Right now, we're trying to do something. There's a project I'm very passionate about, I'm trying to see how we'll do that. About most Nigerian farmers, when they export their goods and they go to destination market, they usually face rejection. And part of the rejection is because it doesn't meet certain, SPM international requirements. Yes. There's no way to validate, you know, all the processes, the supply chain and everything that went through from planting it to that. And so it's one place I know government is very interested in bringing a solution for. And such a project, yeah, it could have different phases. So what I'm looking at, if we could just come up with a particular phase that has to do with, building the software solution at least. There's the IoT part, which should be another phase, but just building, we know that, okay, it's not done, but this phase of it, has been wrapped up. So I would like to know if such a project can get attention in this, in this boot camp and something like that. So again, thank you very much, and I'm happy to see most of my students here.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Calixtus. What I'll tell you about this bootcamp in particular is we are really trying to bridge the developing world, the Caribbean world, and Africa as well. I am particularly lucky or blessed because I have African roots. I'm traditionally from Kenya, and I've lived in the Caribbean as well. So I just love both sides of the world, and seeing innovation coming from both sides of the world and bringing it together is such a blessing. And just interacting with everybody here within our cohort and all that, it's a blessing. So we are going to do everything to make sure everybody has the adequate, the required support to get them to that next level, okay? And as I keep mentioning, we are, as Blockchain Lex Group and Crypto Mondays Caribbean, and now Fifth Work is, we are tech agnostic as it is, okay? So we are looking at what resources we have at hand to help take you to the next stage, okay? And from the next level, this is just the basics. So even if it's that developer knowledge and whatever we impart to you, we impart on you, you still have to learn how to apply yourself in that environment, as it were. Okay. So Dels, you've been a bit quiet since you joined. So you want to chime in a bit, and then Obakeng will move on to you after.
All right,
Yeah.
Nino. I just need some clarity on the documentation. So
Sorry,
the
Obakeng, 1 second. Before the documentation, could you allow Dels to speak? She's on the panel and she hasn't said anything. So just allow her a chance, and then you can take the mic next, okay?
He can go. He can go first.
All right, cool.
His thoughts
Okay,
are very
Obakeng.
important,
Yeah, you
so
can go first. Yeah.
I'll talk
thank you,
after.
Adela.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to ask, the document that was sent in the WhatsApp group, that's the document that we need to compile so that by
Yes.
Friday or Saturday earliest it's complete. And then
Yep.
from my experience, because this is not the first time here, I actually help out in part-time in a Web3 education platform where we run practical boot camps. So just to share on some experience with actually building the practical part. The From my team, what we've been doing is I'm usually the guy with, the operational business side of expertise, and then I have the guys who are on the tech. Now those are the geeks. My man Davey and Dante are just killing it, and there's always a resource for that. So basically, the guy who is just good at dealing with documentation, let him deal with it, whether he's highly technical or not. And then to build the actual project that you want to see, the idea that you have in mind. Brian mentioned it yesterday, and he said that ensure your team has a clear vision of what it is that you want to do. And then,
Mhm.
as the person who has the idea, obviously from the top of your head, you have a basic idea of the tech stack you would like to use. But then speak highly with your technical team to say, okay, guys, on the front end, usually even with Web3 projects, you have the same technology stack being used, HTML, CSS, or JavaScript or Web3.js. That's
Yeah.
what's typically used on the front end. And then with the back end, that's where you start having your, I know you mentioned BSV is the one of the one of
Yeah, I
the
mean, even we use a database, and we use Azure, we use AWS. So you're going to be picking and choosing what services work for you. But I mean, there's no rules as far as. I'm sorry, I keep going to your question. No, I'll wait. So
and then and then also the resources. They just mentioned it today in the boot camp that you're not really building something new. The technologies are already existing. So another helpful thing I've seen helps to build projects faster is finding already similarly existing repository projects that you can either fork from or just use as your creation as to see how they compile the code so as to build the actual product. Because one of the complaints I'm seeing is that most of the people in here don't know how to apply it practically. So those are just the tips I'm sharing. And one thing I crucially learned is that don't try and get people with the same skill sets as you. That's how you end up arguing and you get nowhere. Lean on each other's strengths. If one of you is good with communications, you'll deal with the presentation side and maybe the front facing side of people. If one of you is good with front end, you will specifically deal with the front end part of the project. If one of you is good
Yeah.
with back end, deal with the back end because at the end of the day, all those skills coming in together diversified will ensure that the idea that was initially agreed upon is achieved. So that's just what I wanted to share. And then I just needed clarity on the document, but you did specify that yes, the document that was sent that includes part of the SMART analysis and the questions that were
Yep.
drafted in there is the one we need to submit. So thanks.
Yeah. So that's just that document is guidelines to help you kind of formulate your idea. You are absolutely right. You're not going to be able to do everything. You are going to need to find those people, but unless those people identify on the Discord or self-identify as a developer, someone like me who has ideas, where would I go if I'm looking for a developer? Well, I'd go to that chat and say, hey, I have this idea that I want to build in, agriculture. How do I track these fruit? So I would find a developer in there, start different conversations, find the one I want to work with, and then that's who I would be working with, and then we would build our idea. So that would more or less be what I envision happening with that Discord. But you are absolutely right. You can't do everything. I don't understand back end at all. I work entirely in the front end. So I mean, I get concepts, but that's not what I do. I have someone that does that for me.
And you know,
I just
it's not limited to the people in the Discord anyway. If you have
of
somebody
course.
internally who can help you, then by all means.
You see, Brian, this is why it was a great idea for King to talk, because he literally said almost everything that I wanted to say. So thank you so much for King. And I'd also love to say hi to my my executive assistant and cousin Dominique, who's here, and researcher. And I see a lot of members from like Chris Bach. Hi, Chris and Jason. And hi to everybody else. The other thing that I wanted to say was, what I wanted to say I can capture in a little bit of a come to Jesus moment that I had. So I was working on my truck one day and I was changing the bushing for the gear shift cable. And the bushing is
Of
this
course you
little
were.
tiny piece. And hi, Chris. And you've got to remove like panels, sub panels to get there. And it's really just this very tiny piece, and your gears don't shift unless it's there. And
Wait, no, Dels, hey, guys, I'm gonna mute everybody. Dels, I'm gonna mute everybody, then you can just take the mic again, yeah? All right, Dels, please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself, Dels.
I just want to say that country girls are the best.
so what it got me thinking was, about the interconnectivity of things. That's exactly what King is talking about, and that's exactly what Nino is expressing. And it's really just finding yourselves into the little places, on Discord, which I promise I will join. But if you are like me, you probably want to do everything. You're probably gonna want to work on the back end. You're gonna want to fix the truck. You're gonna work on the and you're like, yeah, but I know CSS, so why not? And then I also want to work on the legal and regulatory side. But maybe having a little bit focus, unlike Adela, and focusing on what the maybe the two things that you're best at. Another thing that I wanted to say, and it's a bit of just generalized advice, and it's the importance of and agility. It's super important for you to be creative and think outside of the box. And I say this as a 20 plus year serial entrepreneur, and having had being in this crypto space for 15 years at this point. So, I'm here. Ask me the questions. I'm going to keep it brief. And I guess let's get to answering some sneaky magic. Yeah.
Thanks, Dels. Chris, just before we get to you, Ogidi, do you want to take the mic quickly? Because we want to give the people who haven't had the mic a chance yet. And then, so Ogidi, then Chris. Your audio, Ogidi. Can you fix your audio first of all, please? Sorry, just try again. Ogidi, your audio is horrible. Do you want to leave the group and then come back in? In the meantime, we can hear what Chris is saying. Ogidi, you can just drop off and come back on with better audio.
You can type his question.
Or yeah, or you could type your question because your audio is horrible.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Chris?
Okay, so I asked a few questions in the Caribbean channel because I mean that, as Adela mentioned, that's how I got here. I just tried to add some of the groups or some channels, and I'm not sure of the right approach. So I'll maybe wait for direction on that. But my question is this: one of the things that I've noticed a couple of things since yesterday, that a couple of opportunities that I think would be useful for some of the projects that I've heard some interest in, and including potentially increasing momentum for this No Long Ting initiative. So they're not exactly crypto projects, but they're ways that I would like to contribute if I can. I mean, I'm hearing from what I'm seeing from everybody here. I mean, there's a lot of like-minded people here, and I love where everything's coming from. I've known Adela for a long time. She's awesome, and like I'm obviously a lot of people with a lot of skills and with their hearts in the right place. And I would like to help gain momentum for the overall thing. So I would like to figure out how to most efficiently do that and to open things up for collaboration, even if they're not specific to this. I know we have a 25th submission deadline project or whatever, but that's all.
All right, that's fine. Okay, guys, listen. The session today is literally about helping you. So it doesn't matter how basic or complex you think your question is, just feel free. It helps avoid that thing of, you asking questions amongst each other when you don't understand. So we are here for you. So just, grab the mic, don't be shy, just ask the question or type the question, and then we're here for you. So Ogidi, Nino, you want to say something?
I did have something to say. I'm sorry. This is going back to Callistus's question. So he said, how well would a project about agriculture and tracking agriculture from the farm to the market be received? It would be received well because in 2023 at the London Blockchain Conference, there was a product that did that. And whether they were successful or not would be something into looking into, because if they weren't successful, a small injection on a project that's already built and maybe some refinement might be a lot cheaper and a lot easier for us to do than completely recreating something from scratch. They've probably already invested quite a bit of time in either troubleshooting, brainstorming, or building that we might be able to leverage. And Brian and I will both agree that we're totally happy taking a very small portion of something that's big. So in that case, if they have a product that they've spent a lot of time in and they've invested a lot into it and it hasn't gained any traction somewhere, they may need that small injection from us where we're only investing just a little bit, but we're actually gaining quite a bit. So that is something that I would be very interested in looking more into. And that maybe even a successful project. We may not even need to use it. We can just use it. We may not have to build it. We can simply use it. But I would love to help connect you to whoever built that product, looking that up and actually connecting you. I would enjoy doing that.
Wow,
Thanks,
that's
Nino.
great. Thanks, Nino.
Oh, Ogidi, you want to unmute yourself now? If your audio is still unclear, you can just type it down, and then we'll move to Marcy and then Lawal. Ogidi, you want to try? I'm unmuting you. Okay. Let's try this time if it's clear. Ogidi, your audio is still horrible. Just type a question in the chat, please, if you don't mind. Sorry for that. I know you really want to.
Just type it.
Yeah, just type it. Sorry for that. Yeah.
We'll get to you. Don't
Your
worry.
audio is
Your question will
horrible.
get
Or you
answered.
can remove your earphones, whatever it is. Just use your computer audio straight up. All right, on to the next. Marcy.
Hi everyone, my question is pretty basic, but I just want clarity. Can we team up within ourselves, or do we have to fill the form individually?
Nino,
Can you
can
team up
they
within
have,
yourselves?
yeah, like, can they, like, I think the answer is correct, is right, yeah, because you're trying to encourage
Yeah.
collaboration. So if she can identify somebody that she thinks she can work with, they can fill up the form together.
If 20 of you come to us and you're like, we have the full team, we have everything we need, we have the plan all built out, we just need help getting there. Yeah, of course, that's okay. You only need one submission for that. It's simply you need to be part of a team. You need to have an idea. We don't want you to walk away empty-handed. It's you don't come, invest your time in this class, and then just walk away. I mean, you can, but ideally, you would at least get a certificate of completion, which involves submitting some form of an idea, whether you're part of a team or by yourself.
And I think you'd put a tagline in the document which said you can either do it as a team or by yourself. You did
I
include,
answered the question yesterday. Someone asked
yeah.
that question yesterday in the chat.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
you
want
can
you
do
to
it
get team.
however.
I
Yeah.
want you guys to get together. You're like-minded people. You're in the same communities. You have the same problems. I would absolutely want you to work together. When you can physically meet with somebody in your local area, that helps a lot. Even with time zones. My developer's on the East Coast of the United States. I live in Spain. So it's very difficult to work together sometimes.
Right. Right, Lawal. Chris, I'm sorry, we'll have to skip you for like 6 rounds now because you've really asked a few questions on this session. So let's allow
That's cool.
people.
Okay, I'll just let me know when. Should I just keep my hand up or
Or you
no?
can just type it in the box, please, if you don't mind.
All right, all right.
Lawal, you want to take the mic, please? I've I've unmuted.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, Lawal.
Okay, my name is Lawal Mukhtar from Nigeria. I
Nice.
have two questions. My first question is, can somebody bring a project that he has already pitched it somewhere? Maybe it's still in the ideation level. This is my first question. Then my second question is about the whole blockchain issue. You see, I developed interest in blockchain to study blockchain holistically, but I don't have any idea on the crypto aspect of blockchain. So I need a guide, please, on that. And my other teams that we did the other pitching, they are not part of us here. Can I carry them on board with our idea that we are going to use here? This is my question. These are my questions. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lawal. Nino, Dels, Evan, Callistus, anybody want to take that question, please?
I feel like I keep talking. I'm sorry, I don't want to do this. I have to leave soon anyway, but what I will say is the whole idea is collaboration, and it would be wonderful. I'm sorry, my cat. It would be wonderful if we could have super clean lines where you're bringing in an idea and it's entirely your own, but the world doesn't work like that. There's nothing, the very few things are very black and very white, and it's just we
Yeah.
expect problems like this. So, can you bring someone on like this? Well, it depends on how much say you have in the company. If you've already formed a legal binding agreement, if you already have a contract, it just adds complexity to the pitch, Because so in your elevator pitch, you can't say like, "Hey, I have these other partners who may not agree with me." That's not a very strong pitch. You want to be like, "I have the authority to make this decision." That's a better pitch. So It comes down to, you know, what power you have to negotiate, what's already been promised, and of course we can work with you with that.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
Right. I see. Dels, you wanna go?
The
Oh
other two
yeah.
questions,
Well, oh
the other
sorry,
two
no,
questions
go.
were not answered.
Oh, you have two questions.
Yes, 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 yes.
The other part was regarding the blockchain and the crypto.
Oh, what was the question? It was,
I started. Let me repeat myself, please.
Mm.
I started blockchain learning not through crypto. I doesn't know anything about crypto, but I developed interest when I understood how blockchain works. So I started learning to holistically know it, not only on the aspect of the application of crypto, but I started developing interest in crypto. And I don't have any idea how to get into the crypto world. So I need a guide, please.
as like investment? You mean when you
Yeah.
say, when you separate blockchain from crypto, it sounds like you're using the vernacular as you're saying that blockchain is the technology and crypto is like the currency portion of it. Is that
Yes,
correct?
I mean crypto is one application of blockchain, but I'm looking at blockchain holistically, like I said, to apply it in different applications. So, but I developed interest in crypto now that I want to start doing crypto investment and other things. So, how can I get into that, please?
I don't think we're here to offer investment
Is
advice.
there? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we can't do that. But is there
Yeah.
like a maybe like a side room in
Create
the
it.
Discord? I haven't been in there where like crypto enthusiasts can go and
You can create
you
it, Dels, in the
know.
Discord.
Yeah.
And
I'll
Because
do it right now. I'll
yeah.
go create it.
Okay. Thank you
yeah,
very much for that.
All right, cool. Lawal, favor, I've unmuted you. I'm requesting you to unmute so you can ask your question. However, before you start asking your question, I'm gonna say this. You need to be, in terms of intellectual property, and you know, at times there's bad actors in these forums, yeah? So you need to be very careful with the information you're disclosing regarding your ideas so that somebody just doesn't jack your idea and goes to do it as their own, okay? So even amongst yourselves, you need to agree like what the idea is and you know who's in charge of what and who's in charge of what. So I'm just seeing a message from Sunaina. Sunaina, I really can't comment on your idea or the validity of your idea. What I could say is just build. Just build.
why not? Well, come on. I've got a few thoughts on this. I
Okay,
thought it was pretty
if you
cool.
want to comment on that,
You
that's
know,
fine. I'm gonna take a safer approach.
yeah.
I don't want to like comment on her idea in public, you know what I mean? But if you are happy taking that, Dels, that is fine.
By the way, everybody steal my ideas, please. If there's anything that I've learned is that ideas are so easy to come by, but execution is hard, man, and it takes time and effort and all of that good stuff. But yeah, Sunaina, is it Sunaina? Sunaina, assalamu
Yeah.
alaikum. Awesome. So I would say, right? So you'd have to think about how you'd build this out. So maybe choosing a smart contract platform like Ethereum or Solana. I don't know. Solana is what the young kids, the cool kids are doing now, right? So um, you could think about tokenizing each publication as like an NFT, which is so weird because I'm a maximalist and the words coming out of my mouth and recognize them, but it does sound like a really cool project, and that in itself would allow them to track ownership and to provide transparency with this when the citations do occur. So you'd want to have some kind of citation tracking system. Maybe smart contract for payments to trigger micropayments to the authors whenever a citation occurs, so that would then you want to think about things like incentives for quality structures, right? That sort of thing. You did ask about the legal and ethical consideration, and that's more like Brian's like court, but I would say maybe IP rights, citation ethics would be something that you want to think about as well. Data privacy and attributions. Um, I think intellectual property is probably the most boring area of the law ever. So I will hand that over to Brian. What you caught?
Right. So, in regards to that same line of thought, David has a question. So, for legal purposes, how should we handle company registrations, especially given that we have teams in different countries? For example, one is in the USA and wherever. So, this is small thing for now. Start making the idea become more realistic, okay? Because you even have all these big companies in, multinational companies always thinking about jurisdiction. So jurisdiction shopping and all that stuff, it comes at a later stage. I'm more than happy to help out each and every participant in this group, okay? As Blockchain Lex Group, we can make an undertaking to help you to an extent where it's feasibly workable and manageable. And I'm saying this in public. When it starts becoming long thing, there'll be some billing aspect to it. But the initial advice, I'm more than happy to help you with that. Is that fair? Does that sound fair to everybody? If it sounds fair, just drop an F. And Dels is always she's in the legal circles as well, and I could rope her in to assist with the initial, and I'm emphasizing on initial because at times it becomes too much, and there's cost for registrations, especially if you want to register in Caribbean countries like St. Lucia or the BVI or the Cayman, and you'd rather register these companies in jurisdictions that are also tech friendly. So I wouldn't advise you to register in countries that are not tech friendly. So when it comes to that initial advice, we could have those discussions, but there are some costs attached when it comes to registration and all other sort of legalities. Del, do you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, you know what? I'll do you one better. Since you one jobbed me, let me just two job myself. If anybody wants to explore any kind of setting up in the Caribbean or even in the US, frankly, because I do a ton of my work over there. So we will do it for you at cost. And you can always go bug my trusty, beautiful executive assistant over there, Dominique, and we will make it happen for you. So
Yeah,
there's that.
yeah. So, Favor, you have a question to ask. Guys, today we're going to finish early like yesterday. So, at half 8, we're going to drop off the call. So, if you have questions, bring them in like hot pancakes right now. So, Favor?
All right. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you. So, thank you for this wonderful sections. I've been, meeting one or two persons, trying to create a group outside this no long team group. And these persons, we actually were working on an idea, but there are three questions they actually asked, and I didn't really have an answer to them. So that's why I'm bringing up those questions. So I hope the questions will be, answered, and then I'll have something to say. They were asking who retains ownership of the ideas submitted, and will participants retain intellectual property rights if selected for development? That's question one. And then question two is what kind of partnership or agreement to be formed if the idea is selected, and how will profit or equity be shared? This one is actually coming from the government, some of the government's representative I met with. And then the third question is how do you ensure the protection of the participants' idea from being used or modified without their consent? So these are the three questions I was asked, and I feel you could, throw more light on them. Thank you.
So, Nino, I could start off with this and then you help me with the rest of the parts that I might actually forget. So when it comes to your idea, the idea is your idea. All right. Nobody is here to steal your idea. That's why I was hesitant to even listen to some people's ideas on this forum, because the idea is yours. What we are doing this for is, think of Shark Tank or Dragon's Den or whatever those entrepreneur shows you have. We are helping to take you there. So it's only fair that by helping to take you there and investing our time and resources, that we get something out of it. And I don't think there's a one size fits all approach to this thing. It depends on each entity. There's some entities that are going to be more valuable than others. There are others that are going to be, potentially want to buy out the entire thing, but it depends on the entity. However, what we can guarantee you, and this video is recorded and is live on YouTube, and you can use it in any forum as evidence, is nobody is here to steal your idea. Your idea is your idea, but our sweat and time and contacts and all that will be helping to take you to the next stage has to be accounted for. All right? So Nino Dells, I don't know whether you got the other parts of the question, but I just wanted to put the IP aspect of
other
it
question.
quickly.
Yeah. So exactly. So you retain your
Favor,
IP.
if we haven't answered any part of your question, you can always just say which part has been answered and which one hasn't been answered. Nino, back to you.
Okay, I
So
actually posted them on the platform,
yeah,
so you could go through those questions there.
I'm reading them now. So who retains ownership of the idea submitted? You do. And will participants retain intellectual properties if selected for development? To a degree. So that will be discussed afterwards. So let's say you have a wonderful idea, and we're like, that's a winning idea. Then we would go to your what do you need from us section, right? And we're looking at that, and we're thinking, man, they bring everything. They just need a little bit of help. Well, I'm not going to expect the lion's share if I'm bringing you basically nothing. But if I am doing all the networking, all the legal, all the connections, and I'm financing it, then that is, yeah, of course I'm going to want more of it. But I would hope that we would discuss this. And if it gives you an idea, fifth work, we take less than 20%. 80% of what we make goes to the students. So and then I imagine you can understand that our operating costs also come from that 20%. So we're not greedy people. I mean, I think my motives kind of speak for myself. My goals kind of speak for themselves. Yeah, we're going to discuss that if you are decided. So, will you retain your IP if we are selecting you for development? Yes, until we discuss it and agree on something that we can both agree on.
Yeah, and in terms of IP law, there's something
If I
called
may,
Dels,
if I
could I
may.
exhaust this point, please? Sorry. When it comes to IP law, you can always assign intellectual rights, but then there's some, some rights that are always remaining. I'm gonna find the exact term, okay? And I'll tell you the term. Dels, just continue as I find the exact term.
Yeah, what I wanted to say was, and maybe we can take this session off of YouTube. And I think that might inspire people to be a bit more forthcoming with the things that they want the answers to. Obviously, it is a concern.
We have to protect them from other students as well. So that's also the idea behind the submissions, is you kind of, you collaborate with people you trust, and then you find people in here who can help you, and then we have the Discord to kind of establish that relationship exists. Yeah, you can reach out to us privately.
I think, once they submit their ideas, once they submit that form, the sessions are all going to be closed door sessions. And then those who want to really discuss their ideas to the next stage with the partners and all that, those are going to be exclusively closed door sessions. Okay?
Yeah.
And from this point, as Dell says, if you're not comfortable, like if you want to ask a question and not comfortable, I could stop the YouTube and I could stop the recording as well. so that we have a free, open discussion. But if you still don't want to discuss it that way, you can reach out to us one-on-one. There's been actually not a few, there's been several of you who have reached out to me already one-on-one, and I always respect people's intellectual property. And you can see even from the sign-up form, we tell you your idea is yours.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and the moral rights, that's the term, the moral rights to any project, you'll still always have moral rights. Those of you who've done intellectual property law understand that you can sell your IP, you can do whatever it is, but there'll always be that sort of recognition when it comes to moral rights, rather. Okay. So nobody is here to jack your ideas. I can tell you that for free.
So any of the partners, I can't speak for the students.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to say,
Yeah.
though, so the third question, how do you ensure the protection of participants' ideas from being used or modified without their consent? So I would say that you ensure that your ideas are protected by sharing them only, with discretion. As far as the ideathon goes, your ideas are yours. I've had ideas stolen in the past. Yeah, it's annoying. I hate it. I considered following people legally or seeking legal recourse for how I was slighted, but I would never do that to somebody. So I know that, Brian and we would never do that to you. So your submissions are safe. Your IP is yours. It's recorded right here. Your submissions are obviously, if you send them, there's a record of that. Regarding whether or not other students can take your ideas or modify them and take them, they probably can. So protect it. I wouldn't discuss your idea. Hey, I have this idea, and lay it all out for somebody. Does anybody want to help me? Well, you kind of given up your portion. You would want to say, like, I have an idea regarding tracking fruit from market or from the ground to the market. How
Yeah.
you do that, there's a lot that can go into how you can do that. And chances are, with our resources, we can probably beat any of your competition anyway. So even if someone tried to steal it, we'd probably do it better than them.
Yeah, and just make sure, even amongst yourselves, you have NDAs. Those of you who want help with the non-disclosure agreements, hit me up. I'm
Yeah.
going to help you with that so you can have non-disclosure agreements. And then when you get to that stage where you want to have partnerships, you can have partnership or teaming up agreements. Like with Blockchain Lex, that's what we do all day, every day. Yeah. So we are going to help you with that. All right. But please don't disclose your idea if you're not comfortable disclosing it. Ask questions in accordance to the gist of what you want to understand, but you don't have to tell us everything. Just gist it. All right. Olanreju Yakini, you have a question? No, your hand is up. I've unmuted you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Favor, you're cool with that, right?
Yeah, I'm very much cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, cool. And please, those of you who haven't watched Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, please watch that kind of show structure, because this is basically that in long format, whereby we are more involved. It's kind of like The Apprentice, kind of, Nino, right? It's kind of like The
Yeah.
Apprentice, but not quite. It's more long format, okay? So Olanreju Yakini, you're unmuted, please.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Brown, Mr. Nino. Thank you for this wonderful session. And I think this will be the first time I'll be talking in this meeting. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are. You are.
Yeah, I got the answering the question about the idea. That one has been gotten. But the question I have is this. Every student here, we are coming from different background. We are coming from different, at least initial knowledge that we have. Some people have at beginner level on blockchain. Some people are the middle. Some people has already gotten higher. But I know that blockchain is a very broad space, which is directing people to the another section like AI and metaverse. From where I'm coming from, I've been on an ecosystem for over 2 years, and the ecosystem is driving the attention into metaverse. How you can be reliable, how you be relevant on metaverse and do business on it. My fourth question is this. On this project, on this no long team project, I mean, this no long team session and classes that we have been having, any idea that we are having in this real life? I understand that the metaverse is a virtual world. Any idea that we are having in this real life, if we implement and execute it here, can it be transferred to metaverse? That's number one question. The second question is this. I've been scratching my head on the direction I need to follow in order to be more relevant on metaverse, in metaverse. So I don't know if I can have a app on that here. Thank you. Those are my questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Lanrejo. Nino, you want to answer that? I'm going to give it a really quick stab. When it comes to the metaverse, you can put anything, literally anything on the metaverse. This whole space is about the use case. You can have wild ideas. Like I think Barbados was one of the countries to have their embassies on the metaverse. You know what I mean? So you can do whatever it is that you want to do on the metaverse, whatever your company you want it to be, it's going to be. All right. So, Nino, the rest of the question.
So you're saying you have this product for 2 years, you said? You've been working in the metaverse for 2 years? I'm not understanding the question fully. So you've been in the
What I said is this. The ecosystem I've been working on is over 2 years. I understand the fact that we have been informed. I have been informed, not only me, with the other communities, that the metaverse driving on the roadmap is going to start this year. This year, as a starting, the next year will be the bigger entrance into that metaverse of that ecosystem. So I'm now thinking of the direction I can follow to be more relevant on that metaverse when we start exploring it through the ecosystem. Maybe like courses I have to do, like the training. I just need the help on that. Thank you.
I'm not understanding the question.
I think you should have a one-on-one discussion with him, potentially.
Okay. Reach out to me on Discord. Just try and friend me on the Discord and message me.
Yeah, because we're short of time.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Olanreju, please link up with Nino on Discord at Fifth Work. He could help you. Yo, guys, Jola Olatu.
Okay, thank you.
You want to ask your question? Just hold up. When it comes to company formations and company structures and setting up institutions on that side of the world, Blockchain Lex Group literally has a specific division that deals with BVI, British Virgin Island Services. So BVI is an offshore country and potentially has very good tax reliefs as well. This is not an ad. So you go shopping and we basically specialize in jurisdiction shopping as well. So if you're interested, shoot me an email at admin@blockchainlex.io. I'm not going to lie to you, these things involve cost. So I could give you initial advice, but if you really want to proceed to setting up the thing, you're going to get the costs and you'll have to fund that at your own cost. But most of you are going to become millionaires anyway. So that's going to be a small thing kind of cost. Yeah, you know what I mean? So Jola Olatunji and then Abdul Jabbar Mani. Olatunji, is your mic on? I've put you on, I've unmuted you. Okay, Olatunji is not ready. Abdul Jabbar, please, and then Temur Bek.
Okay, there's a lot of thing about identity and real estate in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. So the blockchain ecosystem is a platform that can be leveraged to utilize that. How do you think, or how do we utilize fifth work and what you are doing now, the ideathon, to develop and deploy that kind of idea? Most of us are now thinking of metaverse and everything, how all these things can be incorporated, then make it into revenue generating system or industry, right? So how do we go about it on fifth work, ideathon, and pitching things, right? Before we draft
So
our
you need to have a problem that you're trying to solve, or you need to have some sort of process you're trying to make better. So if there's a system, but ultimately it comes down to there's a problem. There's a problem with the current system. Whatever you're doing right now doesn't work because of X or of Y, and blockchain can solve X and Y, and here's how we can make money doing it. You need to have all of those aspects. And if you need help forming the how do I make money doing this? I have this idea, but how does this translate into making money? Evan and I can help you with that for sure. So it's just fine tuning, brainstorming your idea. But if you don't have that problem to start with, then it's kind of hard to nail down a solution for you because I don't know what problem I'm solving. What am I?
Sorry to cut you, but there is a problem and there are solutions. It's just how to onboard them onto the blockchain as a problem. But I'll pitch my ideas and we'll get onto on the idea.
Yeah. So your IP is always safe with me. Message me directly. Evan and I we can help you. We can work through that idea for you.
Thanks, Nino. Guys, Camila has been asking this for the past 10 or so minutes. Who else is working on healthcare databases? If nobody else is working on healthcare databases, Camila, reach out to me and I will hook you up with Craig. Craig did a presentation here, I think last week on Wednesday or Tuesday. And Craig is one of the best developers I know, literally. And his company, Elas, they do mad things in the industry, okay? So I could link you up with Craig and you talk to them. And if you need any initial assistance when it comes to those discussions, I could even just sit in the discussions with you so that you feel that your representation is fair and whatever it is that you want to work on is fair. If that doesn't work out, there's plenty people who are building out here. And I know between Nino and I and Dells and any of the other partners, we're not short of resources to bring your way. And this applies to everybody. Like we know plenty of people by attending these conferences. So we will definitely help when need be, okay? Right, Timur Beck, please, your mic is up. Your hand is up. So I've asked to unmute you. Camila, I
yes,
hope
Masters,
yeah?
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you for this amazing section. And can you give me 3 minutes?
We hear you, Temobek. Yeah, you can proceed.
3 minutes. Thanks for this section. And I am an ordinary student from Uzbekistan, from Central Asia.
Keep going, Temobek.
Thanks.
Just keep talking.
And
We can hear you. Don't stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I had started to interest in blockchain and cryptocurrencies in 2022, I planned to create my own NFT collection. And can you answer me? I have some some ideas for this, and can you help me?
So for you, I have what's your native language?
Uzbek. My second language is English and Russian.
Okay, Now I was wondering because what I would think is maybe you submit two submissions. You write it out in your native language and then you write it out in English so that I can, if you are having a problem with the translating your idea, this isn't just for you. This is another student as well who reached out to me privately, and I wasn't understanding the help that she needs too. So for everybody, if you have a native language, write a submission in your native language. I can probably find someone who I can communicate with, and like hash out the confusion that I have. But for you, yes, you can get help. You just have to have a problem that you're trying to solve. So if I'm going to be dedicating my resources to you, why is your idea unique? What else exists already? How are you going to be better than them? So that's what has to be explained. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, thank you very much. I will explain, and I will reach you privately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in hearing
Thank you
about
very
it.
much.
I think
Thank you,
NFT
Brian.
can be a good project concept. Just needs to be done properly. But yeah, thanks for your question.
Thanks, Evan. Thanks everybody. Zainab.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So this is Zaina from Nigeria. My question is, I'm new to blockchain. I am a novice. I know nothing about blockchain. Please, Nino and Brian, what course would you suggest for me, or where would you suggest for me to start from? That's number one. And another thing is, I have this idea on my mind, but it requires investing money. So I want to ask is no long thing Abi, will no long thing help in investment, like investing the money? So thank you.
Nino.
It could help you invest money, but that's not my primary goal. But again, I don't know what problem you're trying to solve. So this is if you're just trying to make money, if you don't have some way of making money that is better than other people are doing it right now, then I don't see how I could help you. I just don't know how I could help you. So with blockchain, there's lots of different ways that you can apply blockchain, but from a very, very, very basic understanding, think of it as a cheaper way of transferring money between people. That's probably the most basic way to get at it. So I can give money or I can transfer, exchange money to someone much cheaper than normal systems that exist right now, like the generally accepted systems. So I would just start there, if you don't have a very specific problem that you're trying to get after. But you need to have something that you're trying to solve, something that you're trying to do better, something that you're trying to accomplish in your community or the globe.
Nino.
Thank
When it comes to, thank you so much, Zainab. When it comes to the pitching, Camila is asking, are we going to be presenting our ideas like doing a PowerPoint or pitching? I thought it's a 30-second elevator pitch.
Yeah, so it's the form that we sent out. You are going to fill out that form. You have about 1,000 characters on each page, and then in the end, you are going to have an elevator pitch, and we are going to look at the whole package. But ultimately, yeah, I'm going to start with those elevator pitches, and the one that grabs me the most, I'll be like, okay, let me look at this a little bit better. I mean, I'm going to look at all of them, obviously, but whatever elevator pitch gets my attention, yeah, that's probably what I'm going to start with.
All right, thanks, Nino. Jola Olatunji, we'll come back to you because you were here before. Are you ready this time? I've unmuted you. Olatunji? All right, I guess you're not ready again. Asteria, I've unmuted you.
Okay,
Hello?
thank you, Brian.
Okay.
Is my voice clear?
Yes, yes, very.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Asteria. I'm from Indonesia. First of all, thank you very much for good joining in this no long thing. And thank you very much to Mr. Nino for the explanation. I will sharing my project. I have been developing my SDG ESG infrastructure project. I not delay on my version because from the first concept, it has been on not good condition. And so my question is there somebody with, an expert in metaverse could help me to design a bridge or drawing or make layout the bridge? Yes, that's my question. Thank you.
Bridge?
Thanks, Nino.
A bridge? Are you saying a bridge?
Yes.
Oh, you reached out to me privately. I was talking to you. What is your native language? What is your native language?
Yeah. English is my second language.
What is your
and
primary language?
Indonesian language.
Indonesian?
Yes.
Okay. Write your proposals and your questions to me, and I will find someone who can explain it to me, for your actual submission, I mean, so that I send me both English and Indonesian, and I'll just so I can make sure I'm not missing or misinterpreting something, you know? I don't want you to lose out because I'm a native English speaker. So it's that being said, going back to your question, yes, there are people who can help you draw. So I know people who draw in CAD. I know people do 3D modeling. Yes, yeah, we can find people that can help you with that. Specifically metaverse, yeah, we can probably find people who can apply drawings or little like scripting to interact with the drawing. Yeah, we can find people who can do that.
Thanks, Asteria.
Okay.
Olanreju.
Thank you very much.
Olanreju Olakande.
All right, thank you so much, Brian, and thank you so much, Nino and Adela. I actually say a shout out to Callistus as well. My question is, for our project assignment, in order for us to submit it, are we submitting as a team? If we are submitting our project assignment on the form that is being issued to us, are we submitting it as a team or individually? That's my first question.
You can do both.
The second one is, if we have, can we be in two teams for the project assignment as well? Thank you.
I mean, if you want to be, I see that's not it's not even a consideration for like dismissal or something. If I see your name on multiple projects, I'm on multiple projects. Why I don't see why that would disqualify you.
Thanks. Okay. Suleiman.
Yes, good evening and well done for the presentation. My question is, most of the projects some of us want to build on related to the government or challenges from the government. So the government may not give us may not encourage us to build this project. How do we go about such challenge?
What government?
For example, here in Nigeria, want to address a certain issue that the government maybe is not, it's not, it's not, it's not giving us collaboration or something to go ahead with building.
I think personally, if you're waiting for the government or for regulation, mate, you're gonna wait forever. So that's just my take on it. You'd rather proceed and ask for forgiveness later as opposed to just waiting.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
But
Thank you.
you have your
If
own
I
take on it. Callistus, I also see you have your own take on it. So if you want to say
Yeah, so
something,
if I want to add on that,
yeah.
so Nigerian government, they have some areas they have particular interest. So if you go, I would advise you to go to that website and check for some of the grants they are giving. You will see where their interest lies. So you might look for project that aligns with their interest, or for this particular boot camp, you bring something that could make you you can develop with some people and make something out of it. So that would be my advice for that. Thank you.
Thanks, Callistus. Nino, you want
Thank
to chime in on that? And then this is just to say we are running out of time, so we're going to take 3 questions tops, and then the panelists will just give that takeaway for the session, and then we'll wrap it up. So there's a question from Jola Olatunji. Basically, he doesn't have any real world experience, but he's at a point where he wants to contribute meaningfully to a team. How can he navigate the Discord without overselling himself? Guys, I think it doesn't matter what stage you are in your life with this thing. If you can just be part of something and just give your best value, whatever it is, give it to that team and just show them your value, whatever it is. You don't have to be the best coder. You don't have to be the best designer. You can have the best ideas. You can be the best legal head. You can be the best doctor, whatever it is, just be part of something. Or I don't know, Nino, what you have to say regarding that, really?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not good at most things. Even security, I'm not the best anymore. So I mean, not that I was in the past, but I was pretty good. But at the same time, you pick a team, you start working, you build something, and you get help along the way, and then it becomes better and better. And if it's worth it, then you'll end up with something great.
Yeah, and even if there's nobody in this particular Discord that could help you, we can always find somebody to help you, okay? Because we know a few people who would be willing to help you. Ruth, I'm trying to unmute you, please.
I do wanna say one other thing too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's say that you're missing some aspect of your team. You can always throw money at it. So even if I don't know a developer, a Solana developer, then I can just pay for one. There's websites to do that. But I don't want to interrupt.
Okay. Pardon me at Blockchain Lex Group. Can we have an announcement or resources channel on Discord? It tends to be difficult. You want to create that? An announce
Again,
channel
are
on
you
Discord?
are you guys having problems creating Discords? Are you guys able to create Discords?
I think it's your fault.
No.
Create that. No?
Oh, you should be able to create. I'll modify the permissions again. What is
Unless
the
it's different on the mobile, but I've tried on the mobile. I haven't. I don't know about the laptop. If it's
what
like
what
that.
was the channel you wanted? I'm in the screen right now.
Announcements. They want announcements because they're having difficulties tracking announcements in the general channel.
General channel announcements.
Ruth,
Where'd it
are
go?
you ready with your question?
I had problems creating channels too. But
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
Ruth, please proceed.
Good evening, sirs. I am an agripreneur. That is, I work in agri sector. So I have this
and problem I want to solve. But I don't know if the problem will need money for investment. So I don't know how you can help me out so that I will be able to let you know what I want to do, so that I will know whether it will attract money, funding, or there is assistance you can give to me. So I don't know who you can link me to.
Nino and Dels.
Yeah, so where's your idea? Have you filled in the form?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's something that can be discussed, right? Once we go through the form and we assess the idea and we discuss with the idea haver, the genesis of the idea, the person with the idea, you know? Definitely, we're here to open up our connections to you. I want you to succeed. I can't speak for everybody, but I know that Brian's heart is in the right place. That I know for sure.
Ruth.
And
Yeah.
we're here to help you succeed. And if we can do that by opening up our resources and our avenues and so on, we will.
Thank you so much, Dels. And Ruth, Favor is already looking for you, like literally in the chat. She's like, where have you been? Like, let's work together. You see, like it's just about talking, guys. You have the WhatsApp group, you have the Instagram, you have the Discord. Like you have so many channels that we've created for you guys to start talking. Don't be shy. And I think I'm sensing something. And Nino and Dels, please correct me. And this is what Obakeng mentioned before. It seems to me as if people are already putting a stumbling block before even trying to explore. Like they start thinking and then they're like, oh, but I don't think I can do it. I promise you, if you keep doing that, you won't do anything. Try think of the end. My law teacher always told me, like when you're doing law exams, always think about the 18th hole, okay? Like think of it from the finish and then start coming backwards. Otherwise, you'll never get it done. So see yourself with the ideal outcome. And then all these other resources and all these other things are going to just fit proper within the jigsaw. You have Dels, who has a whole community behind her. She's been in this thing a long time, 20 plus years. You have Kish, you have Nino, you have Sarah, you have me, like you have Callistus, who's brought Nigeria to us as well. Like you have all the resources. So don't think about it like, oops, idea, stumbling block, then you go back. No, don't do that. Just keep building and the right resources will come to you. And already you can see it's right with all of you, right? So I think that's it for me. Nino, Dels, Callistus, Evan, you want to wrap it up? Is there any pressing question from anybody else? If there's no pressing question, if there's no hand up, we are going to take the panelists' takeaways, and then we can
I just have one more comment.
Sorry, who's that? Obakeng?
I can't seem to pick my hand up again today, so
All
excuse
right,
me.
just say what you're saying, yeah? It's all right.
So, on my side, I'm seeing that it is really a bit of a mental issue, and I've struggled with that myself because I come from a traditional background before actually jumping into a more online diverse learning. And the issue seems to come from the traditional background where literally they make it seem like you're doing the wrong thing by asking for help on a project or an assignment. So, one thing again I've learned just from experience, guys, you are not wrong for asking for help on your project or whatever it is that you're working on. And you see, this is why communication is suffering a bit because of the fact that you've always been told, hey, why are you cheating? Why are you working on this project with this? You've been minus that. In this field that we've been put in and in this boot camp, please scratch that out of your head and reach out for help in the way that you can best possibly express yourself. That's just something I want to share with you.
Bless.
I should pay this guy to start talking for me. It's great.
For real, man. Like that's such proper energy.
Yeah.
For
Just
real.
dropping proper wisdom mics like all day long.
Yo,
So
let's all throw fire emojis for Obakeng. Like that's the way. Yo, Obakeng, you have like 10
facts.
fire emojis from me, bro. Like bless you, man. For real.
But no,
Okay.
seriously, I'm just gonna hop onto what he said and just tell you, yeah, man, let's just reach out. The only stupid question that you can ask is the one you didn't ask, really.
And the worst thing someone can ever say to you, the worst thing is no. Like they'll just say no,
Right.
and then on to the next. Keep on moving.
Exactly. Exactly. But I know what it's like to be afraid to talk to someone or to ask a question. But just don't, F that.
Yep.
Just ask. Just reach out. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't let your fears hold you back. Because, 3 years down the line, you'll kick yourself and go like, why didn't I just ask a stupid question? I
Yeah.
used to volunteer at an old folks home, and one of the things that I got the most was just regret. It was not like, oh my God, I didn't spend this money, It was just, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? So I love the saying that youth is wasted on the young. I think about it every single day when I wake up in the morning. Think about that.
Bless. Bless Dells. That's proper vibrations. Callistus?
So yeah, like it's pretty much all rounded up. One thing I'll have to say is everybody should, keep working at it. Blockchain is still new. A lot of things is going on. There are regulations coming up. We don't even know what the demographic will be in the next maybe 5 years or so, but we're pretty high, know where we're going to. So we're still all pioneers in this, right? And building the community, like expanding our community is quite, a way to go. So I encourage everyone, yeah, keep building. Thank you.
Thanks, Callistus.
Yeah.
Evan, you've been really quiet today, but I know you're still with us.
Yeah, so I'm still kind of recovering here. But yeah, great discussions today. I think some really wonderful points. I'm really excited to look over some of these projects. And I think, this is a great opportunity for people to kind of, even if your project doesn't get selected, for whatever reason, this is a critical stage in developing your ideas that who knows, maybe you will learn something for your next project, or maybe you'll learn something for this project, and next time you can, add that to it. So this is a great learning opportunity, building opportunity for yourself, right? And then you can even say that you participated in this kind of boot camp, and build your entrepreneurial confidence, because I'm sure a lot of you folks are starting out. Maybe you've never done anything like this before. Maybe you have, but it's okay. The first time is always the challenging one, but that's part of the fun, right? That's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it challenging. All the good things in the world come from hard work, right? Nothing good ever really comes easy. So yeah, I'm excited to see some of these projects, and I hope you're all inspired to build new products, new businesses, transform old ones, and create a better world for everyone through that. So yeah, thank you all.
Thanks, Evan. I hope you get better soon, yeah? Nino?
Okay. I do want to bring it back to reality. Not that we're not being realistic, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be effort. It's going to be time. There are days, even with fifth work, that I'm like, I just can't do it today. And the next day, I'm like, I can't. And there's like this lingering task that I have to do, right? And, sometimes it's weeks, it's months, sometimes it's years that I never get after this task. And yeah, it would be super awesome and ideal if I could just do it one day. It probably wouldn't even take me that long to do it. but even fifth work is full of these. And I have ideas. Like I think her name was Adele, right?
Adela.
Adela. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names. So Adela mentioned it. She says, "Oh, you can take my ideas. I've got tons of them." Yes, that is true. Um, I also have tons of ideas that I wish I had the time to build. I don't have the time to build it. I don't have the time to build what I want, even fifth work, my main priority correctly, the way that I want it to be, how I envision it. But I started with it. I started with a little prototype using my own little JavaScript, terrible scripting, just to have a visual of what I wanted to build, right? And then a proper developer took that and made what fifth work is today. And I have a business guy that helps me with my business. And like you guys are asking, like, oh, how do I do a business license? Well, in the end, fifth work, it's a little bit private. We pay about $1,000 a year to be licensed out of Delaware in the United States, even though none of us are in Delaware, because it made sense for us in the end to do that. But I don't know that. I still don't even know why we did that. But I have a business guy that's like, you need to do this. So we did. So there's a little bit of trust that goes along with it, but you take something, you run with it, you hope that you've got a good team that can, build you something, and then you end up with something. And we do all right. We don't struggle. It's nice to have this. We're here helping you guys because we're growing. This is the next thing that I'm working on. So it is nice that you're all here. And I know you guys keep thanking us for being here, but no, thank you for being here. You're helping me achieve my dream. I need to continue educating, and this is what my dream is. So you guys being here is allowing me to accomplish and fulfill my dream of helping people. So thank you again. Let's get after it and let's build something, no matter how small at first and how hard it is to do it, but we'll get there.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'm just gonna give you 1 minute of my 2 cents and then we wrap it up. My view of people from Nigeria or people of African descent is we always start doubting ourselves because we come from cultural backgrounds where you never get a big up or a shout out to do what you're supposed to do, or when you do it, nobody is going to tell you like that's the way to do it. We struggle with that, but you have to shake it off. You really have to shake that off and learn that rejection and no is what's going to take you to the next step and make you better of a person. When everything is right, and is going according to the plan, then it's not right. You have to fail terribly. We still fail to this day. And by failing and being rejected for who you are or your ideas, however stupid you may perceive yourself or however stupid society might perceive you, that tenacity is literally what takes you to the next step and makes you better. People are going to not remember the person who keeps winning all the time, but they're going to remember the person who's never won but did their best to win. Okay? So shake it off. Especially you people in Nigeria. Like I love people in Nigeria because here in the UK, like Nigerians are top class, top thing. In the club, it's Nigerians throwing the top bottles and thing with the top girls and everything. Yo, like you guys have that vibe, Caribbean people, you have that vibe. Jamaicans, people of Caribbean descent from all the island have interacted with you. Like you guys are top everything. So in here, we are so lucky to have people who we already respect to be top in everything. So don't let this small thing, and I realize from the first session to now, we've lost a few soldiers on the journey, but we still have a strong team of people who are going to have the best companies and the best ideas out here. We are doing the best to help you. And as I said, we're speaking to some funders to even help you within your locales. So let's say if you're having meetups in Nigeria, we're going to help you to like with some funding to help like buy some drinks or food or whatever when you're having your meetups, just to keep it going. That's the Crypto Mondays vibe. And we really just want to help you get there. I love education. I come from a family that loves education. My mom is a professor. She loves teaching. And I got that from her. I just love to teach and share my friends and opportunities and platforms with everybody. So that's what we are here to do for you as No Long Ting, and it's going to keep going and going. So guys, don't give up. Don't look at those forms and think they're hard. And even if you want to use AI, I'm not going to lie to you. I know most of you might think of using it. Use it. But with AI, it's about the prompting and the intellectual, your brain is thinking and you're making the AI do it for you. So do
Garbage
whatever
in,
it is
garbage
that you
out.
want. So, sorry, yeah. Yeah,
Garbage
literally.
in,
Garbage in,
out.
garbage out. Yeah. So literally apply yourself. Use whatever it is that you want to use to make this happen. And that's it from me. We're going to help you with the legalese and the legal setups. Dells has already accepted. So we are going to be here for you through and through. Just don't give up on your journey. At least try and say, I tried and then it failed, as opposed to just giving up before it starts. Keep chatting on the platforms we've put you together in, the WhatsApp, the Discord, the Instagram, whatever it is. Just keep chatting, LinkedIn and all that. Just keep the movement going. Don't give up. All right, guys? I'll see you tomorrow for we have another session. I think tomorrow is part 2 of the legal session. So I'll see you tomorrow. Peace, guys.